Hi, and thank you for coming back. I hope reading Luke chapter 1 was helpful. And if you're just joining, I'm I'm going on a journey of reading the book of Luke in this month of August. In other words, every day we read a chapter of the book so that at the end of the month of August, you can say that you finished one of the books of the Bible. Also, I mentioned yesterday that we're doing this because the Gospels, an eyewitness account, is it's a primary way, it's one of the primary way God has decided to tell us about the Messiah, to present the message of the gospel. So it's valid and it's important. So yeah, I really hope you learned something from reading Luke chapter 1, which the summary of it was as regards to the birth of John the Baptist and the delivery of the message to Mary that she was going to give back to the Messiah. So now let's look at Luke chapter 2. And today, like I started yesterday, I'm going to give a summary of the book. And today I'm going to be giving you 3 important facts about Luke chapter 2 you should look out for while you read it. And then that will be the end of today's video. First fact you should know about Luke chapter 2 that we see from Luke chapter 2 is that Jesus was born in Judea, and that was a fulfillment of the prophecy. You see, long before Jesus was born, all they had was a prophecy, but prophecies that the Messiah was going to be born. And in Micah chapter 5, one of those prophecies was the fact that the Messiah was going to be born in Bethlehem of Judah. This is an important fact you should arm yourself with, because in proving to people, this is one way you can do that. But something interesting about this fact is that his parents, that is Joseph and Mary, originally were living in Galilee. But they were living in Galilee, Nazareth, Galilee. But how would they get to Judea, which is a proof that he is the Messiah? Suddenly, the Augustus, the Caesar at the time, proclaimed that there should be a census and required that everybody should go back to their hometown. And that was how, coincidentally, supernatural coincidence, Jesus was born in Judea of Bethlehem, Bethlehem of Judea, which is a proof that he is the Messiah. You need to arm yourself with this because people will ask you. The second fact you should know about Luke chapter 2 that presents us again that Jesus is the Messiah as a proof is the fact that after he was born, the Bible said, an angel appeared to shepherds who were keeping their flock and announced his birth to them. Someone might be wondering what's so important about that. It's important because of what the angel said. If you look at Luke chapter 2 from verse 8, and specifically on verse 11, he said, "Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord." You see, this is very important because the angel referred to Jesus as the Lord, which proves his deity. The angel referred to him as the Messiah, which proves that he's not just a prophet. So, as a Christian, you will meet people who will tell you otherwise. Some people will tell you that Jesus is not the Messiah. Some people will tell you Jesus was just a prophet. Some people will tell you, you know what, he might have been the Messiah, but it was not God. This text proves to you, and remember what I said yesterday, the eyewitness account is valid because it was an intentional effort of a man called Luke to write to Theophilus primarily and then to us about the things that happened. He did his research, he did his careful study. So Luke chapter 2 provides you with an evidence, provides you with ammunition to prove the deity and to prove the fact that Jesus was the Messiah. That's this number 2 fact I want to show you. Number 3 fact, again, also follows the same line, is the fact that when Jesus was presented in the temple, in line with the laws of Moses, on the 8th day, the law of Moses requires that firstborn sons are presented to God on the 8th day. When the parents did that, they were just following the law. There was a certain man called Simeon who was in the temple, who had received a prophecy from God, whom God had told that he was not going to die until he saw the Messiah. Coincidentally, he was in the temple the day they came to present Jesus, and he lifted up Jesus and he declared and said, my eyes have seen the salvation which you have promised to your people. Now let me depart in peace. In other words, he was affirming the fact that he had seen the Messiah. That's another proof there. That's something you should know. When people ask you, was Jesus the Messiah? Simeon proclaimed that Jesus was the Messiah. That's a proof. That was what Luke was trying to do. This third fact I'm giving you is in two parts. The second part is that there was another lady, another woman whom the Bible referred to as a prophet called Anna. She also was in the temple, and when she saw Jesus again, she proclaimed, she also confirmed that he was the Messiah. She said it to everybody that was there, and she also said it to his parents that Jesus was the Messiah. So these are interesting facts that you should know from the book of Luke chapter 2 as you study today. But I'm very, very sure you're going to learn other things. But that's just a summary of things that stood out to me and things you should look out for while you study the book of Luke chapter 2. So now, I'll leave you all to read Luke chapter 2 and let me know what you learn in the comment. Like I said, if it's just a verse you're able to commit to memory, it serves the purpose. If it's that you're instructed, if it's that your faith is stirred up, if it's that you're also guided in terms of wisdom on how to go about things, that's also good. Because as a side note, something else I learned was the fact that how I was instructed about how Mary committed to heart everything that was said about her baby, which I think is a lesson that parents could learn about their kids. You are very sensitive about what is said about him because it will guide how you raise him. But that's a topic for another day. But yeah, go ahead and read Luke chapter 2 and let me know what you've learned. Bye.